ball tails away. And second. Off-speed pitch grounded down the line. Scooped up by Lujan. He throws. Makes the play. Fires over to first. And they're able to get him and strike him out, throw him out. 2 downs.
10 seconds out left. Yeah.
What a move. Mariano on the inside for Terranova. This one's going to be tight. Wong going to try to touch it at the wire, and I believe she got it. There's Gibbs for 3. Beats the shot. Wong. Oh, Jeremy.
In motion, and he's blocking for Jeffrey. Jeffrey gets past the line of scrimmage, and now he's got room to go. Now he's to the 30.
Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this MCTV sports production of high school soccer from the Peninsula Athletic League Ocean Division. It's the Mills Vikings hosting the Westmoor Rams. Hello, everyone. I'm Kenny Mills alongside my broadcast partner, Andy Pitman. And Andy, we've got a very intriguing matchup, especially when you talk about Mills, who is right in the thick of the league title hunt at 3-1-1, just a bit behind Aragon at 5-0. They're in this thing.
That's right, and they've had a tough go of it so far. They've already played Aragon at the beginning of this season and matched up well with them. This particular matchup may not be quite as intense for them. However, they need to have a good showing here to really set the pace in the league.
Mills is 3-3-3 overall. Westmore comes in at 2-5-3 overall. In PAL Ocean Division play, they are 0-3-2, but coming off a last-second tie this past Wednesday, and that was against San Mateo. They also have another last-minute goal tie versus Terranova. Both goals by Anderson Nascimento, number 6, who is their leading goal scorer with 5 goals and 1 assist. Mills, on the other hand, also coming off a 1-0 shutout win this past Wednesday, and that was, I believe, over Jefferson.
That's right. So both teams riding a little momentum here, especially with those last-minute goals to tie. Sort of brings you back from the dead in a way. You know, it saves a little bit of your season. They would have been in a big hole, Westmore would have been, had they not been able to turn those games around. So hopefully they're riding some momentum. Mills is riding high after that victory, and we'll have a nice competitive matchup here today.
Westmore is head coached by Omar Rashid, and I was just talking with him before the game, and that's what he feels, Andy, is those last-second ties can kind of hopefully get him over the hump. He said it's been a pretty trying year thus far, and we are underway. Westmore in green, moving left to right, and Mills in white, moving right to left. And the first ball goes out of bounds, and so Mills will have a throw in. The referee is Rich Fern, assistant ref 1. On the team side across the field, Mike Hausman, and the assistant ref number 2 here on our side is Carlos Murillo. Westmore with it in green up near the right sideline. Nice little centering pass, and taking it there is Edgar Ramirez, number 23. Taken over by Mills. Daniel Segura, number 7. That was Darren Chan, number 2 for the Vikings. Mills trying to clear it. Westmore hoping to keep it in.
So one thing you'll want to look for here with the Vikings is a control offense. They like to do a lot of short passes. They line up in a traditional 4-4-2 formation, so you've got 2 up top, and especially keep your eye on number 11 for the Vikings. That's Jun Zhang. And in speaking to some of the players, they provided consensus that he is right now their spark plug, coming out with, I believe, what do we have? 5 goals for the season. So,
including that game winner this past Wednesday against Jefferson. That was a second-half goal. It's a lead pass, trying to get tracked down is Anderson Nascimento. He's the danger for Westmore. He sends it in towards the goal, and a nice little save there by Trevor Hall, the goalie for Mills, with 1 shutout this season, and it just came Wednesday against Jefferson. Both teams just kind of feeling each other out with the ball staying near the middle, but predominantly over on Westmore's side. Mills kind of moving downhill. The field is slightly slanted, so in the first half they'll be going from right to left once again, which is the downhill slope of the pitch.
And believe it or not, Ken, I actually spoke to the groundskeepers this morning, and they said, in fact, the fact that there is a slope on this pitch makes it a little difficult when it rains. It tends to get kind of torn up, and you can see today there's lots of divots out on the field, so it might be a little bit of a bumpy ride.
As well as loose grass. There's a nice pass over there by Habash, Samir Habash. He has 2 goals this season, sends it in the middle, but Westmore is there. Taken by Westmore. That's Guillermo Silva. And a deep shot attempt.
It was a dangerous play there with the short pass from Darren Chan not hitting the mark. Particularly if you're making that pass as the last defender, you go a little short with that ball right there, and all of a sudden your offense has a clear shot into the goal, and you're the only one standing in front of them and the goalie. So a dangerous play. Usually I was going to say, sorry, Ken, I was going to say usually those center backs, they'll be focused on clearing the ball out when they're isolated like that in the back.
Anwar El-Gaidi, number 7 for Westmore, back on defense. That's El-Gaidi right there. Nascimento keeps it alive, back to Nascimento. He sends it ahead, heading towards the goal is Silva. Silva takes a shot, and it's a little high.
It's a good example of Silva using some of his craftiness to get there on the other side, again, of Darren Chan. When that ball's in the air above your head, you've got to, it's almost like basketball. You've got to kind of position yourself under it and be able to block the offender out of being able to get to that ball. So it was lucky for the Vikings there that that ball was not playable.
Westmore a little bit young. Silva's a junior. Nascimento, their top scorer, is only a sophomore. Westmore controls. Go ahead.
This is a pretty young Rams team, it seems like. Not a ton of seniors that are out there.
Yeah, Mills lost 9 seniors from last year's team.
And they still have a healthy contingent of seniors that are out there today. And I know that that has instilled some confidence in them, having all that experience out there on the field. I've been told that Coach Craig Dilley does prefer to play seniors, get them with the experienced players.
Nascimento sends another one into the middle, cleared out by Mills. Sending it across the pitch is Jun Zhang, number 11. He's the guy to watch. Jun is a senior. Both the leading scorers for each team, Zhang and Nascimento, each have 5 goals on the season.
And I think Edgar Ramirez from the Rams probably wins the award for most colorful cleats today, with his pink and blue shoes, pink and blue boots out there.
Paul Johnson, number 10, with the ball there in the middle. Sends it over to the left side, and a shot attempt by Luke Yee is sent out of bounds, and Yee will throw it in.
It was a good idea on the through ball there to Yee. And you'll take it. When you get possession, even on a throw-in down that deep on that side of the field, you'll take it. Because a lot can happen off throw-in. It's very similar in many ways, especially if you got somebody with a great arm out there. It's very similar to having a free kick, so it's a tactical advantage.
10 seniors currently suited up today on the Mills roster. 2 seniors not playing today on the roster. One is Derek Wong, who is sick, and also Connor Killigrew, who's out with a head injury, a concussion.
And we've seen a lot of these players actually in the past years, Kenny, with some familiar faces out there. Carlos Dantes comes to mind. Thorgerson on the defense. Robert Thorgerson comes to mind.
They call him Cheese.
That's right. That's right. I wonder if they still call him Cheese.
Oh, yeah.
Now he's aged Cheese.
That's right.
He's a senior this year.
Right. Paulie Ward is the assistant coach for Mills, but on these early afternoon games, she kind of subs in for head coach Craig Dilley, who gets here as quick as he can after work and should be here shortly. But right now, Paulie Ward, she does it all.
Matter of fact, I saw her setting up the field this morning while I was out here, so.
She's the go-to guy.
Exactly.
Or the go-to gal, I guess, if you will.
That's right, busy too. She coaches also volleyball, as well as she's a JV boys soccer coach. So.
An assistant on the varsity.
That's right.
There's Thorgerson with the header. Consecutive headers, Daniel Segura. Off Westmore. Throw in to the Vikings. Just underway here in the first half. Mills and Westmore. PAL Ocean Division matchup here on MCTV Sports. Kenny Milch along with Andy Pitman. We're just 8 minutes into this game, and there's no score. It's the thing with soccer, you may get a goal in the first minute, or it may take 40 minutes.
Absolutely, and since it's such a low-scoring game, the momentum can really change in an instant. And one team could be dominating play, controlling possession, getting lots of shots off, and all it takes is one mistake. And being down 1-0 in a soccer game is not like being down 2 points in a basketball game. It takes a lot of work to get that goal, so, and it can be really demoralizing. So that first strike is really crucial here.
Each half is 40 minutes long. So if you're just joining us, sit back, relax, and enjoy some good high school soccer.
Beautiful January day out here as well.
Oh, the weather is just gorgeous.
That's right. When you think about it, so many other places in the country right now are covered in snow, and I'm ready to put on some shorts.
Darren Chan with a nice through ball. There's Jun Jang cutting and receiving and shooting, but it's wide to the left, and that's Mills' first nice scoring opportunity, and it was a nice through pass there by Darren Chan.
And it was a great effort from Jun Jang to be able to even get that shot off. The ball was in the air. He had to go up and volley it a little bit, and to be able to really get a good foot on the ball while it's spinning in the air like that is not easy. So it's a good attempt on goal.
50-50 ball, controlled by Mills. There's Thorgerson. Sends it to Darren Chan. Stolen by Westmore. Chan to Jang. Up near the sideline right in front of us, Jun Jang. Lost control.
So I know the Mills defenders like to play a high line. They don't run the offside trap, intentionally, but they do play forward quite a bit. I'm also seeing that there are some midfielders, and it looks like Dantas has been kind of playing a little bit more in a defensive midfielder role. And now we see number 7 as well on the Vikings, Daniel Segura, who has dropped back a little bit into an almost defensive role.
Segura lost control there for the Vikings. Thorgerson using his head well. Foul on Westmore.
That was a nice heel, controlling with the heel there from Guilherme. I just murdered that name. I'm very sorry, but Guilherme Silva. And now we're seeing my poor Spanish pronunciation on display here.
I'll help you out when I can. Guilherme.
Guilherme. Okay.
Guilherme Silva.
All right. I may be coming back to you for help on that one again.
Okay. You can call him G if you want.
I think I might call him G. G Silva. In the 10 role, playing up top for the Westmore Rams. It was nice control. You can see he's got a little bit of spunk up there at the front. The Vikings defense is going to have to keep their eye on him. He's got quite a bit of speed, and he likes to be acrobatic with the ball in the air. So.
And he has 1 goal this year and 3 assists. There's a nice ball sent up, but well played defensively for Westmore by Alex Ramos.
And that was Dantas slipping in to a higher position. He was playing defense just a little while ago, and now is up top.
Trevor Hall, the Mills goalie, coming off his first shutout. What an exciting game that was this past Wednesday against Jefferson, as June Jang got that game-winning goal in the second half. It was assisted by Ulysses Gomez. And that was Mills' first shutout of the season, I believe.
And there's nothing that makes a goaltender feel better than a shutout, because you don't get a lot of recognition as a goaltender. But when you can keep a clean sheet, that's proof that you're doing your job. Either that or the other team is making their way to your goal. But if you're facing any shots, that's a point of pride right there.
Here comes Dantas. Dantas trying to get it through, and he finds, is that 14?
That's right. Number 14 for the
Samir
Vikings.
Habash. Sending it up the left side, shot into the middle. Jang couldn't quite get there. Mills on the attack now, have a little something going. Shot from way deep out there, and it's saved by the Westmore goalie. And taking that shot was Jang. And Joseph Spinetti with the first save on Mills' first shot on goal.
And we see the aggressiveness from Zhang. You got to feel pretty good about your scoring opportunities when you're taking a shot from that distance. So it wasn't a bad effort either.
Had a little juice on it, but it skidded along the thick grass. And Spinetti had to get down on it like a shortstop. Westmore has a little something going. Here comes the goalie, and Nascimento almost able to do it, but Hall is able to thwart that attack, but Westmore's not done yet. Dangerous play there as both players were elevated, and the referee, Rich Fern, is going to talk with the Westmore player. I believe that's Ahmed Fada, the junior midfielder.
And you will see that call actually go the other way quite often, because much like in basketball, if you duck out from underneath the player, you can actually get the foul.
Nice ball through. Shot from the side, and it's in. Guilherme Silva, 1-0 Westmore.
And that's a goal for G right there. He's looked very active this first half and just got an opportunity there, got a screamer. Went right across the face of the goal, and Hall didn't have much of a chance. That ball was perfectly placed right into the corner of the net. And that's got to take some wind out of the sails of the Vikings defenders right off the bat.
I believe Farah got the assist on that. And it's 1-0. Wonderful shot into the corner of the net. Hall didn't have a whole lot of an opportunity to make the save. He had a good angle, but it was really an explosive shot and perfectly placed.
Absolutely, and as a goaltender, you have to make that choice right off the bat, whether or not you're going to go down on the ground for a ball that's coming across the face of the goal. Because if once you're on the ground, if that ball rebounds or someone else picks it up, you're completely out of position. But you really have to give credit to Silva there on the shot, because that was a really well-placed shot.
Here comes Silva again. He sends it just wide as Hall came out, and he had to, because Silva had daylight, and it was one of those one-on-one situations. And Silva's shot just went wide. I think everybody here thought it was going to just trickle in.
And there you have a striker right there that can smell blood. He's feeling it right now. He just came off his first goal of the game, and feeling great about taking every shot that comes his way. And that was a good one right there. Caught the Mills defenders out of position. Again, Hall didn't have much of an opportunity to do much there with the ball going across the front of the goal.
But it was a save because the corner kick goes to Westmore. So he must have just got a foot on it.
Yeah, I didn't see the touch there, but he's got to be wondering what's going on.
Another shot. Westmore all of a sudden has 4 shots on goal to Mills' 1. Hall sends it up near midfield. The Vikings have their work cut out for them with the Westmore goal at the 14:36 mark here in the first half.
Tough foul there on Jang. Kind of seemed like a little ticky-tack, but maybe he got in there while the defender from the Rams was in the air. But tough call going the other way. Now the Vikings are really at an advantage here because the way that the field is configured at Mills High School is we've got sun on one side of the field, and right now the Vikings are headed out on the other direction of the sun. So next half they will actually be playing into the sun like the Rams are now.
Dantas. Zhang, some fancy footwork, sends it through on the right side, going down the near end line. That was Vince Araujo. And Mills will get the corner. And it'll be Araujo from the right side. Sends it in the middle. Nice corner. Loose ball. Yee trying to get it. Couldn't find the handle. Still in play. Jang to Araujo. Still sent back in. And nobody home on the left side. Dorgerson coming in all the way from his defensive spot. And on those corner kicks, something Coach Wired and Coach Dilly want to do. And Coach Dilly has now arrived. Go ahead, Cheese, a big body. Uses his head well, get in there.
Yeah, that's right, and it disrupts everybody that's sitting in front of the box when you have somebody like that in there. Looks like we may have a handball, no call, but.
Out of bounds, calls AR2, Carlos Murillo.
You don't see a lot of big bodies out here on the field today, but Thorgerson is definitely a stockier build and probably could get in front of the goal and push some folks around. So
there's Fada with the throw in. Possible handball there, not called. So they're even.
That's right. It is up to the ref to declare whether or not there was intent.
Dangerous shot just off the side. I'm sorry, go ahead, Andy.
That's all right. No, it's up to the referee to declare whether or not there's intent on that handball. If the player is actually attempting to control the ball or to stop the ball in any way, then they can make that call. But if it's incidental contact, it's not always going to be called a handball.
Araujo gives to Jang. Jang sends it over to Yee. Yee, good hustle to track it down, keep it alive. He goes towards the end line, sends it in the middle, nobody home, and coming charging in from the top middle is Ulysses Gomez.
And great movement there by Yee to get around the defender down at the bottom corner, just using his speed and taking a pass to the goal. And when you draw the defenders in, as you're getting closer to the goal, you're going to draw some defenders in towards you, and that opens up people right there in the middle. So a good opportunity for Ulysses Gomez on the pass from Yee.
Fada sends it in. Taken by Segura for Mills. Now it's Dantas. Sends it over to the side for Toshi Hensley. Hensley, a sophomore, number 4. His dad teaches here at the school. That's Yeet. Dantas. Jang. Taken by Fada of Westmore. Westmore once again in green, lead 1-0. Mills in white, 3-1-1. They're right in it. Here comes a ball right over towards us. And it bounces on one of our boxes. Once again, the standing. So in the Ocean Division, you got Aragon on top at 5-0. Mills tied for second with Hillsdale at 3-1-1. Jefferson and San Mateo tied for 4th, 1-1-3. Cappuccino in 6th at 1-3-1. Westmore in 7th at 0-3-2. And Terra Nova in 8th at 0-4-1. Those are up-to-date standings. Here we are on Friday, January the 23rd, 2015. You're listening to MCTV Sports and watching. Hope you're enjoying the first half of this game. I'm Kenny Melch along with Andy Pitman, and Westmore on top 1-0 with that goal at the 14:36 mark by Silva, assisted by Fada. Here's Dantas for the Vikings, trying to get something going, sends a shot on goal, but a save by Joseph Spinetti. Mills' second shot. Westmore has 4.
And really tough there for Dantas to get a good shot off while changing direction at the same time. He tried to slow up his momentum.
Good decision by Hall coming out. That could have been dangerous. There's Nascimento leading scorer. He's tripped up, no call. Seguida and Yee. Fada sends it out of bounds. Throw in for Mills. So Coach Dilly has arrived, and he sees his Vikings down 1-0. Coach Dilly in his 3rd year now. 3-3-3 overall, 3-1-1 in the Ocean, tied for 2nd. Last year went 9-8-4 overall, 6-6-2 in the Ocean. And then in his first year in the Ocean went 6-5-3. Both of those in 4th place. So this so far has been the best of his 3 years. Loose ball in the middle, dangerous. There's Silva again, already has 1 goal. Takes a shot on goal. Save by Trevor Hall. Coach Dilly spent 6 years assisting under Tim Keller, who's the athletic director here at Mills. And for 2 years was the high jump coach for track and field here in Mills. That's Dantas in the middle. Seguida.
Vikings are losing the midfield battle a little bit, with the Rams being able to push multiple halfbacks up forward and stacking them in the box. And that's pretty much stifling the Viking attack going the other way. They're relying on a counterattack right now and just haven't had the opportunities to really get something solid going.
Coach Dilly has spent a lot of time in the Burlingame Soccer Club. He's the head of the pre-academy program. He's been doing that since 2007. And also, in the Burlingame Soccer Club, a youth development coach since 2007. Spent some time at Skyline College in their soccer program as an assistant coach for 3 years, from 2009 to 2011.
And we have a substitution with Carlos Dantas going out for Paul Johnson. Right there in the middle, number 13, replacing number 20.
Coach Dilly went to Mills, played soccer. He was an attacking center mid.
Pretty good player, too, from what I understand.
Also ran track and field. First team all-league 3 years, and was an MVP for soccer for 2 years, in 06 and 07.
So maybe I'm the king of understatement.
And he won the Blanket Award in 2007.
What's the Blanket Award, Kenny?
That's for overall excellence, senior athlete.
And they call it the Blanket Award because it covers everything?
Yes. Sounds good. Jang sends it ahead to Yee, and we got a foul by Jang. Went to Skyline College in San Francisco State, played right wing back, and was first team all-conference in 07 and 08 at Skyline College.
Sounds like he might know what he's talking about.
Lives in Daly City, loves soccer, obviously, and he likes to surf.
He kind of looks like a surfer.
Yeah.
He's got that look about him. He's got a pretty calm demeanor over there on the sideline. I know that some coaches will scream and kind of gesticulate a lot, get upset, but he has a pretty cool demeanor over there.
Nice header by Nascimento, but Silva actually stays with it. Silva using his speed, finds a loose ball in front, tried to get it back to a centering pass to Athman Altum, but Altum couldn't get to it. And there's a push off, and boy, if Rich Fern didn't see that, he might have to borrow my binoculars.
That was right in front of the referee. All hands. Definitely not a soccer play, easy to call.
Well, Coach Dilly has been here for 3 years as head coach. On the other side, Omar Rashid has been coaching for 25 years. And believe it or not, he coaches both the boys and girls varsity at the same time currently.
That is a busy man right there.
Yeah. He says he's got great support from the parents, the administration, the players. They all love it. And I'll tell you in a second what they do with their practice times. There's a nice battle out front. Once again, being a factor is Ahmed Farah. Already has 1 assist. Westmore doing a nice job of controlling the ball. Trying to find some room is Araujo, number 8. Once again, Westmore there. Here comes Yee. They've got numbers. Sends it in the middle. That's Johnson with a shot, and it's off to the right.
Good idea from Johnson. Just need to look up a little bit sooner so you can get your bearings on the goal. He had power behind that shot. Probably would have been a great attempt on goal if he had been able to actually direct the ball a little bit closer to the net. But good power and nice movement there from the Vikings. Something to build on, perhaps. We'll see.
Johnson has 1 goal this year. The practices and how Coach Rashid does it is he rotates. One team practices from 5:30 in the morning till 7:30, and the other one 3:30 to 5:30. And they rotate, especially when they have games. Like today, since the boys are playing the game, the girls have the 5:30 a.m. practice.
I have a little hard time believing that you can get all these high school kids up at 5:30 in the morning, but more power to Coach if he's able to do that. Now, I do recall having practices that early for soccer when I played in high school, but they were all mostly conditioning practices. But that's a little rough.
It's interesting because I talked with him about it, and he said the kids love it. And
really?
Sometimes he'll say, okay, you're practicing in the afternoon today as a pass in the middle and a shot, but we have an offside call. That would have been a goal. Nice offside call there by the AR2, Carlos Murillo, on our side over here. He said they do it. They love it. They show up. And like he said, he has the support. You know, he's such a good coach. He's been around. He knows the game so long. They're kind of happy that he's willing to do both.
Absolutely. And I imagine at this point, after 25 years of coaching, he's got some incredible techniques to show. And your players are definitely going to respect you knowing that you have such a great amount of experience.
Yee sends it to Jang, left footer, just wide to the right. Nice pass there, and a great hustle to keep that ball alive was Habash. Habash gave it to Yee. Yee with a great centering pass, and it was just a one-touch and shot from Jun Jang off to the left.
And again, you know, the Vikings will really benefit from taking that extra second to control the ball, getting their bearings on the goal, and then putting the shot up. He had some time. He had a little bit of space there. It's up to the players that are on the field around him to let him know, hey, you got time, settle, and then take your shot. So, but good opportunities all around for the Vikings right now, especially after that demoralizing first goal. They've recovered nicely and now are seem like they're getting a little bit more in their groove.
Centering pass, tipped up. Habash, there's a spinner, a shot, and a save by Spinetti.
It looks like that one actually took a little bit of a deflection as well. So nice save from Spinetti.
Those are tough to get. Habash sent it in there, and like you said, off the deflection, that thing was spinning and curving.
That's right, a little knuckleball going in.
There's Johnson. Little one-touch pass. Ulysses Gomez trying to track it down in the corner. He does. He's got a little room. He heads into the lane. But Westmore is right there. Couldn't quite get that pass through the two Ram defenders. And Westmore is able to clear. Nascimento battling, physical contact, and it's a foul on Nascimento. Gomez, just a sophomore, he assisted on June Jang's goal this past Wednesday in that 1-0 shutout victory for the Vikings.
And that was a nice move he put on down there in the corner. Then taking the time to look up and just get a ball across. Even if you don't see an open man, just putting that ball in front of the net. You never know what's going to happen.
Nice ball there and a shot by Jang, and it's right at the goaltender. Spinetti makes the save. That was a nice free ball sent in there off the free kick, and that was Araujo. Mills' 4th shot on goal. Westmore has 5. Sorry about that, Andy.
No, it's all right. It's again with Jang, you're seeing him get his foot on the ball a lot now, and if he keeps getting those opportunities, he's shown to be prolific in front of the net. So I'm sure they're going to just keep feeding it right across the middle and hoping that he picks it up.
Coach Rashid for Westmore has won 4 championships during his 25 years. Back in 1994 and 1999, when it used to be called the NPAL, he won titles. And then from the Ocean Division of the PAL in 2003. And then his most recent came in 2005 when he was in the PAL Bay Division. So 4 championships for the veteran coach, and Coach Dilly, once again in his 3rd year, finished 4th in the league, his first 2, but currently tied for 2nd. They're in the thick of it. That's why every game is so big, including this one, you know, especially facing a team that's further down in the standings like Westmore.
That's right, and this should be a
dangerous ball. I think that was an own goal. That was headed by a Mills defender. I believe that might have been Araujo.
And that's a killer right there. I mean, for team morale, just to have given up that early goal already, and now to have a 2-0 deficit at home against a team that clearly is building some momentum here. And that's a killer.
It comes at the 34-11 mark. We're going to call it an own goal.
And it looks like we have another substitution here with Samir Habash going out, number 14, being subbed in Jordan Ganem, number 9 at the center forward position.
So the Rams lead it 2-0 here in the first half. Going uphill against the sun. And it hasn't seemed to bother them at all. The Vikings have their work cut out for them. Just under 5 minutes left here in the first half. Header by Johnson. It'll be a goal kick for Spinetti and Westmore. Sometimes, like you were saying, Andy, that's all it takes is a last-minute tie, get some momentum, carry it into your next game, and you're feeling pretty good about yourself.
That's right, and I'm sure the Vikings were coming in feeling pretty good about themselves. They've got a good record in league against a team here in Westmore that hasn't had great success in league so far. And it's got to be a little bit of a stunner for the Vikings that the Rams are coming in here and putting points on the board. The up and down battle that we're seeing, it doesn't seem slanted in favor of the Rams at all, but it's just those opportunities.
Hensley sends it through, and a shot and a wonderful save by Spinetti. Jordan Ganem with the shot. Hensley did a nice job of finding Ganem, but Spinetti once again with another save. He's got 5 thus far.
But a good start there for Jordan Ganem, just coming in off the bench to replace Habash, and already getting a shot on goal. That's good. Get him involved right away, and hopefully build some confidence right off the bat, get some more shots on goal, and maybe something can happen. The Vikings really need a goal here before the end of the half.
sending it low and bouncing into the middle. Foul called against Al-Gaidi. And a free kick for the Vikings. You use that word stunner. I believe that's the operative word right here. Mills a little stunned, a little shell-shocked about what's occurred here in the first half. Coach Rashid got his players moving in the right direction. Here's Nascimento.
Well, the Rams have been very effective in the last third of the field, and they've had a couple good shots from their forwards that have made it really difficult for Hall and the Viking defense.
Handball against Westmore, so Mills will have a free kick here.
And that call is, as we mentioned earlier, it's at the referee's discretion, but that call was, even though that handball may have been inadvertent, it still changed the play. So the referee has to make that call.
It looked intentional to me.
And if it looks too intentional, a card will come out.
Ball sent into the middle. And we're going to have a penalty kick for the Vikings.
Wow,
a push-off called. And I believe that was going to be against Alex Ramos.
And we're getting a little sarcastic applause here from the Rams, but you know, you don't often see these calls in front of the goal unless there's something blatant, but must have been enough of a violation for this call. At any rate, this is, if the Vikings can convert here, this will be a huge boost for them if they're going into halftime at 2-1.
So it's going to be June Jang with the penalty kick against Spinetti. Whistle blows. Here comes Jang, left footer, into the corner of the net, and it's a goal for the Vikings. They now trail just 2-1 here as the first half winds down.
Huge lift for the Vikings. Huge lift for Jang to get his goal. 6 on the season now. And it doesn't, obviously, it's still down by a goal. It doesn't change that. But you got to be feeling a little bit better knowing that you don't have quite as much of a mountain to climb in that second half.
And it comes in the 39th minute. So there's less than a minute to go.
And for the Rams now, it's all about keeping their composure. They still have time to give up another goal, and that would be really crushing for them.
Just about 30 seconds left here. According to our unofficial time, there's Johnson. Sends it to Hensley. Hensley's kick goes out of bounds. And it's just a matter of when the referee, Rich Fern, wants to send these two teams into the locker room. Could be coming any second now.
And you don't typically see a lot of added time at the end of the first half. You'll see bigger numbers at the end of the second half to make up for that time. But at the first half, the referees usually like to make the call close to 40 minutes.
And we're now into the 41st minute, 20 seconds into it. Ball sent over, and Hall is going to be credited with a save. That shot was on goal. 4 saves now for Hall on 6 shots. Check that, 5 saves on 6 shots. 1 goal was an own goal. At least that's the way we saw it here in the booth. Is that what you saw, Andy?
I'll go with you on that one, Kenny. Pretty sure it was an own goal, but we kind of lost it a little bit there in the fray. We'll have to go back and take a look at the replays.
So we're now into the 42nd minute. The referee Fern now calls it. So we have completed the first half of play from Mills High School. The Vikings and Rams. The Rams lead it 2-1. Quick recap of the scoring at the 14:36 mark. Silva from the right side blasted in, assist to Farah, which gave Westmore a 1-0 lead. And then at the 34:11 mark of the first half, we called it as an own goal off the head of one of the Mills defenders that went in 2-0 Westmore. And then just recently in the 39th minute, off a penalty kick. A Westmore foul in the box by Ramos, and Jun Jiang kicked it into the right corner of the net for Mills' first goal of the afternoon. Once again, 2-1 at halftime. You're watching MCTV Sports. We'll take a short break, and we'll come back with the second half. Stay tuned, everybody.
Millbrae Community Television would like to thank the following: the City of Millbrae, Millbrae, a city in the sun; the Millbrae Chamber of Commerce; the Magnolia of Millbrae; Alma Masola. Thanks again from Millbrae Community Television.
We're back here on MCTV Sports for this PAL Ocean Division soccer matchup between the Mills Vikings and the Westmoor Rams. The Rams lead at 2-1 as we're set to begin the second half of play. We checked the replay from our crack MCTV crew headed by Jeff McGinnis and Randy Sahai, and it certainly was an own goal. We had the right call, and unfortunately for Mills, that is the difference maker right now.
That's right, and they've recovered though. They have put a goal in at the end of that last half, and at this point I'm sure Coach Dilly has just told them, all right, it's a new game right now. You guys need to get out there and don't push too hard, but you know, you want to keep the pressure on. You want to build on that momentum that you got from that last goal.
Referee Rich Fern getting set to begin. And we do. Mills now changing direction here on the pitch, moving left to right in their white. Westmore right to left, moving downhill in their green uniforms. Dantas sends it over to Yee, and it goes out of bounds. We mentioned this game and elsewhere today from the PAL Ocean Division. Cappuccino is at Terra Nova, Hillsdale is at San Mateo, and Aragon is at Jefferson. Next Wednesday, Jefferson is at Westmore, Hillsdale at Aragon, San Mateo at Terra Nova, and Mills is at crosstown rival Cappuccino. That's next Wednesday.
And the Mustangs not having a great season so far.
Here comes Silva. Silva with that same angle he had in the first half. This time he did not send it near the net. And trying to recover is Araujo, but it goes out of bounds.
And again, a dangerous ball played in front of the net. You don't get to that quickly as a defender. You leave that really wide open for the Rams to swoop right in there and put a shot on goal. That's going to be very tough for Hall.
There's a shot by Nascimento right into the corner. Nice save by Hall, who has removed his long sleeve. Westmore now with 7 shots on the afternoon. 6 of them have found the net. On that own goal, the free kick was Edgar Ramirez, the sophomore midfielder who sent it in. That went off a Vikings head over Hall's head and into the right corner of the net. Just a freak goal.
It was a beautiful shot, but not exactly what you want to see heading in that direction if you're on the Vikings now. I know what it's like to score an own goal. It doesn't feel very good. But as a player out there on the field, especially with so much time left, you just have to get it out of your head and concentrate on doing your job for the remainder of the game.
Right, there's still 38 minutes left.
Exactly, and you can easily go, as we've seen in soccer, you can easily go from goat to hero. And of course, not saying that an own goal makes you a goat, but you kind of feel like that sometimes.
Araujo sends it to Jiang with a nice back pass, but it's taken by Westmore. Now recovered by the Vikings. Araujo sends it to Jun Jiang. That's Jun in the middle. Can't get the handle. There was Gomez. Hensley. Johnson.
And again, communication from the teammates is key in that situation. You can't be giving up the ball from behind.
Hensley sends it in the middle to Gomez. Gomez has a little trouble with it. Nascimento sends a little blue ball ahead. Contact by Hensley. Fighting through the contact is Altum. Sends a shot to the net, but a save by Hall. Nascimento from deep. Shot is wide to the left, and we'll have a goal kick.
Again, dangerous sequence there in the back, especially in a situation like that. Hall's got to clear that ball a little bit further than he did there. He actually set up a shot for the Rams.
50-50 ball. Still being scrambled for, and the Rams secure a brief possession. Throw in for Mills. 2-1, Westmore with the lead here on MCTV Sports. Second half action. Mills tied for second in a critical Ocean Division game. Everyone from here on in is, as they want to try to win their first ever soccer championship on the boys' side. Just looking through the archives, ball sent into the middle and headed out. No championships in the PAL for either Mills girls or boys, dating back to 1997 as far as we went. We apologize if there's anyone out there who was before 97 that remembers them winning a championship. Let us know. We'll add it to our notes. Nice centering ball by Yee. Still alive. Here's Jang. And Gomez can't get the handle. And just a little bit off. They had the right set up and the ball was going in the right direction, but it just took a bad hop. We couldn't get a clean shot off.
Yeah, you are seeing the field come into play here. You know, a crisp pass turns into a bouncer, and all of a sudden, you know, you're back on your heels trying to get on defense instead of running forward with the ball. So a good opportunity there. Nice passes from Zhang, but the field really kind of foiling their plans. But that's what you have to work through, both teams here. It's not an advantage for either side.
Last year in the Ocean Division, El Camino won the championship, and in the Bay, it was Half Moon Bay. And the year before that, Half Moon Bay on the boys' side won the Ocean. And in 2011, Half Moon Bay won the Ocean Division championship. So they've won 3 of the last 4 titles, 2 Ocean and 1 Bay. So Half Moon Bay soccer has been on the rise, on the upswing here in the mid-teens of the 20th century. I don't know if that's phrased properly, but kind of got myself into a bind here. Here it comes down the left side. Nascimento, but Thorgerson sends it out, and it will have a corner.
And Guillermo Madrigal has got to put his foot on that ball. I can't let the offense take him for a ride there. Just get your foot out. If you're in the box, obviously, you're going to watch out for that. You don't want to get the penalty. It's something, you know, if you're not using your brain there, you can make a really bad play and put your team down. But at the same time, you've got to be somewhat aggressive. Can't let the player just run by you. So at least put a shoulder on him.
Edgar Ramirez is going to kick the corner, and he is the one who kicked the free kick in. And here it goes in the lane, but Thorgerson is there to head it out. Now, I'm just wondering if, on official statistics, if Ramirez gets an assist on that own goal since he sent it in.
I'm not sure that you can pick up an assist if the goal is not scored by your own team. That's a good question. We'll have to check with the official scores of the game, but it is my impression that unless you were setting up your own player, you're not gonna be awarded that stat.
Okay, that makes sense.
I mean, you know, perhaps if you're the player with the pass, you might feel like you deserve an assist.
Right, right.
But the intention of what you intended to do didn't actually happen.
We are in the 49th minute here out of 80. Still plenty of time. Mills down by just a goal. At that penalty kick at the tail end of the first half to get right back in it. Went into the locker room actually with some momentum after probably playing one of their worst halves of the Ocean Division season. We mentioned the league championships. As far as CCS champions go, the last PAL team to win a CCS championship in boys soccer, 2012, and it was the San Mateo Bearcats in Division 2. Before that, you have to go back to 1999. It was Carlmont, also in Division 2. Eight total CCS championships for the PAL in boys soccer history.
And this is a very competitive region for soccer, as is most of California. Obviously, the weather plays into that because you can play soccer almost all year round. So, and just sports in general out here on the West Coast tend to be, you know, especially with soccer, it's a big hotbed for soccer. So, not entirely surprising that you're not seeing a lot of champions coming from.
Here comes Silva. Silva's already got one goal, and he sends a shot wide, and Trevor Hall tracks it down, and dives and spins on the ground. Not a save, though.
And Tushy Hensley running some interference there, as any good defender will do. It's not a foul. You can get in the way. You just got to be careful not to get called for obstruction, but that's a call you don't see very often. It's always good to get your body in front of the ball between you and the goaltender. So nice play there from Hensley.
I've known Toshi since he was a young man from Little League. He was a fine baseball player, an all-star in Little League, and he was kind of teetering on whether he would stay with baseball or soccer, and he chose soccer. And once again, I mentioned that his dad teaches here at Mills, and it was a good decision. He's a fine ball player and a wonderful young man. He's only a sophomore.
He still has time to get back out there on the diamond.
There he comes now. Sends it up to Jun Jang. Good decision. Araujo heading up the middle. Hensley heading down the right side, and Jang sends it up the middle to Araujo. Back the other way. That's Farah. Sending it through. Here comes Nascimento, and he's offsides. Good call by the AR1, Mike Hausman, who has been refereeing for 17 years. Also refs college.
Shows love for the game right there, especially to be a referee. And when you get to the older ages for refereeing, you end up having to put up with a little bit more that happens out on the field. You know, with the younger ages in soccer, you end up having to deal with the parents a little bit more. But
Jang sends it across to Yi, who has to track it down. Offsides by the AR2, and noticed by the referee, Rich Fern. Not a great center, a little bit too hard. He needed to place it a little bit more in the middle, Andy.
Having trouble getting the offensive attack going here, not really being able to feed the ball into Jang quite as much. Perhaps the Rams have made some adjustments. Doesn't look like they've added to their back line at all. But Vikings really having trouble in the center of the field and moving forward on defense quite a bit here in the second half.
Just 5 shots on goal for the game, and they all came in the first half. No shots yet here in the second half, and we have played .12 minutes. We are in the 53rd minute out of 80. Second half, 2-1. Westmore leads. Here's Jang. Jang gets bumped from behind. No call. He goes down, and Westmore's going to get the ball. Boy, that sophomore Edgar Ramirez seemed to kind of jam him in the back a little bit, Andy.
Yeah, that looked like a foul to me. Perhaps, obviously, we're quite a bit further away than the referee is, but looks like the contact was there and he was impeded from his progress.
Good ball sent over to Altum. Altum one-on-one against Hensley, and coming in to help save the day is Araujo, and it'll be a throw-in for the Rams. In the state of California, according to Max Preps, Mills is ranked 686th and Westmore 802. In the CCS, Mills 76. There's a nice throw in from way out there that went into the box. Boy, Nascimento, he's got some power.
And again, you get that throw that goes across the middle. It's just like having a free kick. And you don't get an offsides call on those throws. You cannot be offsides on a throw. So it's a great opportunity to, if you got a long thrower, you throw them in there, and it's almost like having that cross.
Once again, Mills 76th in the CCS rankings, and Westmore 91st in the CCS rankings out of 120. So they're very closely ranked near each other, even though there's some separation. Nice pass into the middle, and Jang takes a shot, and it's blocked by one of the defenders. Ball kept alive over there by Yi. Sends it in. Dantas trying to get it. And once again, Westmore is able to clear.
A nice turn there from Silva. He's ready to use his speed for another run. Just putting that ball up in the air with a little flip. And he's a threat.
Last season, these two teams met twice. In the first game at Westmore, it was a tie, 1-1. In the second game at Mills, Westmore won 2-1, and that's the score we have now. This is their first meeting this year. Hensley sends it to Araujo. He's got a lot of space. He's got time. Still dribbling. Araujo sends one towards the net, but it's off to the right. Not a shot on goal. Still Mills looking for that first shot here in the second half. We're approaching 15 minutes played.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was a shot or not, but if it was, that was pretty hopeful. We're talking about a 35-yard shot right there. And particularly if you haven't had many opportunities in the net, as has been the case with the Vikings this half, you don't want to waste your chances.
There's Jang. 3-on-3. Jang sends it over to the left side. Nobody home. Goal kick.
He was waiting for Yi to make a run there, and Yi was spreading out looking for the pass. So maybe just a little miscommunication there between the Vikings.
As far as the Bay Division goes, Burlingame is in first place at 4-0. South City 3-1, second place. Carlmont, Menlo Atherton, and Sequoia all tied for third at 2-2. Of course, we are in the Ocean Division here of the PAL, which is the lower division of the two. Mills 3-1-1 in league play in the title hunt behind Aragon at 5-0. Need this win. They would settle for a tie, but they want the victory.
And it's interesting in high school soccer the way that it's set up for these leagues, that you actually do have relegation and promotion, which is very similar to what you would find in professional soccer. At least some professional soccer leagues. Not the case in the United States, but you go to Europe and other places around the world, and they have a system that's set up to accommodate many levels of soccer. You can go up and down. You can have teams that are drawing 50,000 people to their stadiums getting relegated. So it's very not quite on comparison with what we're seeing here, but still something for the teams. Even if you're at the bottom of your league, you're still fighting for something, and that's I actually really like that system. Keeps things competitive. Imagine if that was true in other professional sports in the United States. For example, basketball, you wouldn't see people tanking to get a better draft pick or something like that.
Right.
You know that you're going to end up going down to the D League or something like that.
And Mills lost 9 seniors from last year's team. Players like Eric Wong and Justin Andrada and Nick Sue, Eric Johnson, Kevin Kenny, Faraz Corey, Damon Swen, Kai Yi, and Mitchell Louie, all some seniors from last year's team. That team ended up 9-8-4 with a winning record, 6-6-2 in the Ocean, 4th place.
That was a big throw there from the captain, Ramos. He's got a great arm. Good run from Zhang.
And nice defense by Alex Ramos from Westmore. Tracking it down, sends it off Ganem's head, but and the referee saw it. So it is Westmore ball. Still warm in the sun, but as we enter the shade, it's cooling off a little bit. May have to put on my jacket, but other than that, we're getting gorgeous weather. Although I did hear next week it's supposed to rain. 3 days in a row, like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Oh, that's no good, because, you know, we're back out here again on Thursday, Kenny.
That's right, for the girls.
That's right. We'll be seeing the Mills Vikings take on the Cappuccino Mustangs.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, that should be a good matchup. Could be interesting if we're in the rain.
Yeah, good luck. There's a nice little run there, and the ball is loose. It was a dribble, but it's on net, so it'll be credited as Mills' first shot of the half. That's 6 for the game.
And Donatelli getting the action there a little bit with the run coming from number 9 on the Vikings. That was Ganem, just getting in there kind of as a little reminder tap. Hey, we're coming. But most goalies don't mind that. They like to be part of the game, so.
Nice ball handling there by both Johnson and Hensley. Here comes Ganem. Ganem shot is high and over the crossbar.
That was a nice sequence of passes put together by the Vikings, and not a bad shot by Ganem, although you lean back a little bit, obviously, put the ball up and over the goal. But good power on that, and again, it's just all about getting those shots on goal, starting to feel a little bit of a rhythm, getting those passes strung together, and not freaking out because time is running, rather being calm and trying to just focus on the little things.
We are in the 61st minute here. Araujo for Mills sends it in. There's Ganem battling for the Vikings against the Rams in a nice little tussle here from the PAL Ocean Division. Where Silva has one of the goals for Westmore. Jang scored on a penalty kick for Mills at the end of the first half. And other than that, that's all that's happened for the Vikings offensively. There's Jang, little tap, one touch to Dantas. Dantas sends it into the middle. Here comes Yee. Yee, just the ball bounced a little too high. Still battling for it, but.
That was a great centering pass from Dantas. It was good presence. Stayed calm, put his foot over the ball, and
nice steal there by Darren Chan. Westmore's defense. High elbow coming there from Johnson. Here comes Yee. Centers it in. Header by Araujo. Out of bounds for a goal kick. I thought for a minute there, referee Rich Fern was going to call a foul. There was some contact as Yee went in.
It looks like we may actually have an offsides call there on the return pass going back to Yee. We'll see if they put the ball down here. It looks like they are going to do that.
Right.
Actually works out a little bit to the Vikings' advantage because it is a little further back than a goal kick, so they get those couple extra yards. But a nice kick there on the clearance. Although out of bounds, so Vikings controlling.
Dorgerson has subbed out momentarily. Jang sends it in the middle. That's Dantas. Over to Hensley. Hensley sends it in the middle. A nice bloopy ball headed by a Westmore Ram. Dantas comes after it. And here comes Hensley. Hensley battling, spins and falls. Ball rests along the sideline. Coach Dilly telling Hensley to get back on defense.
And at this point, the Rams have, looks like they've switched into having one striker and have taken that extra man in the midfield for defensive purposes.
There's Fada. Fada's going to send it ahead to Silva. It's a foot race between Chen and Silva. Silva gets to it first, takes a shot from that same angle he scored on in the 14th minute of the first half, but it's wide. And we'll have a goal kick for the Vikings.
Silva's speed has been a huge factor up front. And, you know, you can tell right there that he feels confident in his shot. He's put that same shot going across the goal. He seems to go far post on every single shot, and it's paid off for him.
Jang. And it just seems that the ball has been bouncing the Ram way for the most part the entire game. Every time Mills gets a run, ball takes a bad hop. Westmore's just in the right spot. Now they're kind of settling in on defense, like you said, and playing with the lead.
Yeah, you see most of their midfield at this point has dropped back into a defensive role, leaving two lone strikers playing around midfield. And even now we're seeing number 6 from the Rams. That would be Nascimento going back on defense, leaving Silva all alone up front. So the Vikings electing to keep 2 defenders back. Probably a wise decision in case of a counterattack.
Good opportunity here. Araujo sends it in the middle from the corner. It's headed out. Johnson tries to come in with a left foot. Spins off wide. Yee gonna keep it alive. Headed. And a shot attempt just missed by Ganem. The shot on goal and another save for Westmore and Joseph Spinetti.
And we mentioned in the first half that communication was really important in those situations. That was an opportunity right there to settle the ball and get a better shot on goal, but he needs to be informed. He's got the time to do so.
That was the second shot on goal for Mills this half. 7 total for the game. Westmore 3 this half, 9 for the game. Coach Dilly on the sideline for Mills, trailing 2-1 here, trying to figure out this Westmore Ram defense, which has been very stout today.
Yeah, they've looked good. They really haven't given the Vikings too many opportunities. The opportunities that the Vikings have had, they haven't been bad opportunities, but they could have been better. Basically, taking a little bit more time, controlling the ball, setting up some plays. They've had opportunities to do that and just haven't been able to capitalize.
Here's an opportunity right here. Jang has 2 offensive players and a shot into the middle. Here comes Araujo, but nicely defended once again by number 2, and that's the one player I don't have a name for on my Westmore Rams roster, but nonetheless, he did a nice job.
That was a fantastic defensive play. It was a risky play to make because obviously you make a foul in that area and the game is potentially tied. But it took a lot of guts to go in there and go to the ground and get that ball. Araujo really didn't have much time there. It was a one-timer opportunity and just took a little bit of time to settle it. Looks like maybe now he's coming up a little bit.
Yeah, he's hurt.
Yeah, he looks injured.
Johnson with the corner kick, sends it up high. Dantas with a header, and it's over the net. Another good scoring chance, but it doesn't find the back of the twine.
And looks like our mystery player number 2 on Westmore also coming up with something that looks like maybe he's got a little bit of a knock as well. And now we have a little dog on the field.
Cute little pooch.
Yeah, there you go. Nobody told that dog that there's a game going on.
And the referee is saying, pick up the dog. Mills doesn't want any more time off this clock.
No.
At this point, we are in the 69th minute with about just 10, 11, 12 minutes to go, depending on how close our clock is to the referee, Rich Ferns. So time's starting to be a factor here.
Absolutely, and at a certain point, you have to turn your focus from winning the game, which right now looks like it's going to be really tough for the Vikings, to just picking up that point. Points are crucial.
Physical play here. Hensley with a push off, and then 14, that was a Bosch. Some rough play there, and here's Johnson in the corner, Trying to keep his balance, being pushed by number 2, who we don't have a name for. Ball is deflected out. We'll have a corner kick. So another corner kick opportunity for Mills. They've got to take advantage of one of these.
I think you are speaking of number 2, defender.
Okay. Defender.
Defender, exactly.
Oh,
exactly.
defender.
Defender, that's what we can call him.
First name D, last name
Defender, exactly.
Here's Johnson sending one low this time into the lane, and nothing. There's physical play again by Jang. Mills got to make something happen. Johnson tries to send it back into the box. Hensley going to track it down.
Making a smart play going backwards.
Right.
Controlling the ball.
Nascimento just going to send it down. Hall comes way out. Here comes Chan.
And at a certain point in the game, the goalie does end up becoming like a defender out on the field. Because you want to get that ball back, go in the other direction as soon as you can. Time is of the essence.
Eduardo Monzon for Westmore over there. Number 13 on the attack. I believe I just heard a 10-minute call from referee Rich Fern.
Nice for the referee to announce that.
Hensley. Defender coming. The defender knocks it out. That was Altum. Hensley throw in. Taken by defender. Number 2 is shot. On goal.
If he scores a goal, then we're going to look really bad calling him defender.
Right, right.
Maybe then he'll be offender.
There we go. Vikings trying to muster up a scoring opportunity here as we're in the final 8 or 9 minutes of the game.
And this is the part where you have to dig deep, especially in the midfield, because you can't let up on your energy level at all. This is the time when you can take advantage of it. Everybody's tired out there.
Here comes Jang. Jang sends it ahead to Ganem and an offside call.
Tough call there, but really it's on the person who's got the ball to recognize whether or not the player they're passing to is in the offside position.
Now into the 73rd minute out of 80. Johnson sends it ahead. Here comes Ganem. Ganem trying to turn on the Jets one-on-one, and Spinetti comes out at the right time and is able to get it before Ganem can get a shot off. And some time is called by the referee, Rich Fern.
That was a great effort from Ganem. And
a good ball by Johnson.
Absolutely good ball. We've seen that. They've attempted to do that several times now to get a run going with the ball up in the air. Obviously, it's tough. You can see a lot of the players now, they're shielding their eyes from the sun that's starting to go down.
Mills on the attack. Bosch couldn't get it going, number 14 for the Vikings. Vikings crowd getting a little restless. Lancy. Nice ball ahead there. And well defended for Mills by Madrigal.
Nice use of the body there to get between the defender and the goal.
Ganem sends it across to Dantas. Surveys, sends it ahead. But number 2 is there on defense once again. Sending it ahead to Yee. Left foot. Yee just misses the right corner of the net. And it's a goal kick for Westmore.
And we're seeing those runs happening down the side on that left side in particular for the Vikings offense with Yee. He's getting free. He's got some speed over there and perhaps maybe some tired legs on the Rams defense. And the Vikings are going to have to throw everything they have here at the Rams over these last few minutes.
Approximately 5.5, according to our clock. Mills needs the equalizer. Madrigal loses control, and it's taken by Westmore, and it's Wagner. And a shot on goal and a save made by Trevor Hall. Alton with that last shot for Westmore. I believe what happened in that last is Paul Johnson heard us call Trevor Hall as the goalie, and he mentioned it's Cross, and I believe I'd look at him now. I know Damien, and that is Damien Cross now in goal. So they did make a goalie switch at halftime, and Cross has done a nice job. Damien is just a sophomore, and a lot of times they have long sleeves and don't have numbers, so it's difficult to tell. I thought that Hall had just removed his long sleeve, but nonetheless, Coach Dilly made a goalie substitution.
That's a very unusual substitution in the middle of a game, especially with Hall doing a good job.
Madrigal with that free kick, a deep shot over the left side. Nobody could come in and fly for the header.
So all those good things we've said about Hall this half, we need to correct ourselves and attribute them to Damien Cross.
There you go.
Who's done a good job, has not given up a goal so far this half.
Clock winding down now, just about 3.5 minutes unofficially left in this one. Mills trailing 2-1, desperately seeking the equalizer. Mills in white. Cross going to track it down. There's Hensley. Tosh gives it to Dantas. Harassed there by Silva. Ball stolen. More contact, no call. Yee with a quick throw in. Mills showing a sense of urgency here, as they should, sensing that the clock is winding down. Silva, by the way, with that goal, he's a junior. And Nascimento is a sophomore. Mentioned Westmore, some youth. Future looks bright for Coach Rashid and the Rams. And the future is now for Westmore, looking for their first league victory. Jang to Johnson, right side. Johnson couldn't get the handle and tried to center it. Ball still alive for Hensley. Jang with a blast and a beautiful, almost a save. Did it go over the net or in?
Looks like that went over, so we're going to have a corner kick, but that was a fantastic shot from Jang. And a long distance shot as well. Probably a good 25, 30 yards out.
Quick corner kick set up for the Vikings. They wasted no time with Habash, and he's going to track it down. They'll get another corner attempt.
Definitely feeling the sense of urgency right now.
Unofficially, less than 2 minutes to go. Sends it in. Jang tried to fly in with a header. Still nothing. Habash. And cleared out by number 2. Sagira. And it's cleared out again by the Westmore Rams. Doing yeoman's work defensively. That was Edgar Ramirez.
And all of 10 of the Rams field players were back on defense for that sequence.
Silva for Westmore. Stolen by Yee temporarily. Silva and Yee battling over there. Great action. Both teams playing very hard here as this game winds down. Foul on Westmore. Could be anywhere from a minute to 2 minutes left in this one. A Bosch battling. Players diving and falling. Look at the hustle over there by Johnson trying to track it down. Check that. That's just a, I think that was a JV player.
That's right. They're getting warmed
Mills.
up for their next game. It's going to be happening right here after the varsity game.
Right. Dantas. Desperation time. Flies in with the header and dangerous play. Foul on Mills.
So crucial seconds off the clock. Every possession turnover here, just seconds ticking off. And the Rams can take their time.
And Jun Jang has got that one penalty kick goal. He's a returning first-team all-leaguer. Last year, honorable mention for Mills was Damon Swen and Eric Johnson. Eric's brother Paul, now a player for Mills varsity, who's really down to their last minute here. Trying to get the equalizer, trailing 2-1. Possibly the last run. Ball trickles out of bounds. Referee Rich Fern checks his watch, checks it again. Now he calls out 2 minutes. So Mills is going to have a little extra time here. We've got officially 81 minutes. Looks like they're going to go about 83. Hensley. Westmore just seems to be in the right position defensively, as they have been throughout this contest. Here's Jang. Jang sends it ahead. On a run is a Bosch. Can he one-touch it? He can't because Spinetti times it beautifully and intercepts.
And the Vikings have relied on the short passing game, but right this second half, what we've been seeing has been long passes up front, hoping that their forwards can move quick enough to get to those balls that are in question, but it just hasn't paid off.
We're now in the final minute. Silva for Westmore. Cleared by Madrigal. Chan left foots it ahead. Ganem sends to Jang. This could be the final shot for Mills. Jang stumbles. Jang tries to get a shot off, but number 2 is there again for the Rams. That may have been the final opportunity for Mills. And Rich Fern might give him one more shot. It's kicked out of bounds.
This should be the last scoring opportunity for the Vikings.
Quick throw in from Hensley. Hensley, it's headed. Here's a shot by Johnson and a save by Spinetti. And that's the ball game. Final score 2-1, Westmore with the victory. They improve their overall record to 3-5-3, and they get their first PAL Ocean Division win and go to 1-3-2. Mills with the loss overall now 3-4-3 in the Ocean, 3-2-1. A good game. Your thoughts, Andy?
Tough fought game, lots of back and forth action. We saw a lot of shots on goal. A changing game from the first half to the second half, in that we saw a lot more control and possession from the Vikings and opportunities that were seized upon by the Rams in the second half. The Vikings trying to make something happen, lots of long balls with some shots going up, but just couldn't get it in against the tough Rams defense here today.
Silva with the goal in the first half for Westmore, and then an own goal by one of the Mills players turned out to be the difference. Vikings' lone goal came from Jang on a penalty kick in the 39th minute of the first half. Once again, the final score 2-1 Westmore with the victory. We'd like to thank you all for watching and thank our MCTV crew, headed by our director Jeff McGinnis and our chief engineer Randy Sahai. For Andy Pitman, I'm Kenny Milch. Also thank you to our camera operators. And we'll say so long and see you next Thursday for some girls soccer, Mills and Cappuccino. Good night, everybody.
Millbrae Community Television would like to thank the following: the City of Millbrae, Millbrae, a city in the sun; the Millbrae Chamber of Commerce; the Magnolia of Millbrae; Alma Masola. Thanks again from Millbrae Community Television.